in the 38th ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union Heads of State and Government. The meeting is slated for February 14th to 18, 2025. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, disclosed this in a statement he signed. A forensic analyst, Babagana Musa Mingali, from the Office of the National Security Advisor, has testified before Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja, stating that the mobile phone belonging to the suspended Dean of the Faculty of Law, University of Calabar, Professor Cyril Ndifon, was empty during his forensic analysis. Babagana, a chief superintendent of police and the second defense witness, was opened to give evidence in the case brought against Professor Ndifon by the Independent Corrupt Practice and Other Related Offences Commission. Ndifon and his lawyer, Samuel Anyanwu, are facing a 4-count charge on alleged sexual harassment, cybercrime, and an attempt to pervert the cause of justice. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo has stated that the denial of a visa to the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, by the Canadian High Commission was disrespectful to Nigeria and Nigerians. His comment came in response to remarks made by the CDS, who had revealed that he and other top military officers were scheduled to travel to Canada for an official assignment, but were denied visas. Musa described the visa denial as a reminder that Nigeria must stand on its own, stand strong as a nation, and ensure it is no longer taken for granted. Fire has destroyed the Gwadabawa local government area office of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Sokoto State. This was contained in a statement signed by the Commission's National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumeko. According to the statement, the fire was reported by the Administrative Secretary in charge of the State Office, Hawa Kangiwa. Both the academic and non-academic staff of higher education institutions in Nasarawa State, under the edges of joint unions of Nasarawa State tertiary institutions, have embarked on a warning strike over the non-implementation of the 70,500 naira minimum wage approved for workers in the state. The staff of the institutions also lamented that they were yet to benefit from the earlier 30,000 naira minimum wage consequential adjustments and promotions as approved for other government workers in the state. The joint unions noted that the poor welfare packages and lack of promotions of the institution's staff necessitated their decision to down tools. An investigative committee recently set up by the Nasarawa state government to look into matters relating to recruitment across schools in the 13 local government areas of the state has uncovered 2,277 illegally employed teachers by the state's Teachers Service Commission. This discovery follows several rumors of recruitment scandals in the commission and the state government's suspension of the officials of the TSC to allow for such a smooth investigation into their dealings. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule said the suspended TSC officials had not been fair to the state because they went overboard to recruit 3,277 teachers instead of the 1,000 as approved by his administration. Imo State Police Command says it is taking significant strides in enhancing security by organizing a capacity building training for its personnel. This initiative, in line with the directive of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, aims to improve operational efficiency and strengthen officers' response to emerging security threats. Amarachi Ibe now reports.
At the Mobile Police 18 headquarters in Owerri, the state capital, officers from various divisions and formations gathered for an intensive training session focused on modern policing strategies. Declaring the training open on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Imo State's Commissioner of Police, CP Aboki Danjuma, explained that the training is designed to sharpen officers' professional skills, improve intelligence gathering, and enhance community engagement for better crime prevention.
Selected the best from all formations IPOA here, we selected no less than 5 from East divisions and from each area commands and tactical teams. And I believe IPOA have started since yesterday. And I'm going to declare this training open on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetekun.
CP Danjuma reminded the officers that their primary responsibilities is to protect the lives and properties of the people, admonishing them to maintain professionalism while discharging their duties.
When are you justified to use your firearms? Please, if you really fear, know when to justify your firearms. These firearms, you are not going to use it on innocent citizens. You are going to use it to defend the innocent citizens. We witnessed so many attacks on divisions. That is why we call for this training. And after this training, as I said, we are carrying the fight to the insurgency in their hideouts.
As security challenges evolve, Imo State Police Command has restated its commitment to equipping its personnel with the necessary skills to keep the state safe. With this training, the command is confident that policing will improve and community trust strengthened. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of the News Express on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, UN approves extradition of 2008 Mumbai attack suspect to India. We'll bring you details of this as well as business and sports stories right after the break. Please stay with us. Well, many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Express. In business, the federal government says its partnership with Google is set to transform Nigeria into a global technology hub. Director General of the National Information Technology Developmental Agency, Inuwa Kashifu, made this known in an interview in Lagos where he says the partnership is focused on infrastructure development, scaling of citizens, AI innovation, cloud adoption, and investment framework. He further says the partnership aims to create an ecosystem that would power Nigeria's digital transformation. Cross River State Governor Basio II has expressed excitement over the federal government's plan to transform Obudu Cattle Ranch into a major hub for livestock and dairy production in Nigeria. Speaking through the Deputy Governor Peter Ode during a courtesy visit by the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Maiha, Otu said Obudu's favorable climate, rich biodiversity and vast landmass were key advantages for large-scale livestock farming and dairy production. Earlier, the minister acknowledged Nigeria's 33 trillion naira livestock industry, noting, however, that it remained vastly underutilized. The federal government has announced plans to establish a special security unit dubbed Power Rangers to protect the nation's electricity infrastructure. He explained that the new unit will be comprised of officers from the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and tasked with preventing vandalism of power installations across the country. Amid rising cases of power outages caused by vandalism, the minister says the government recognized the need for a sector-specific security solution. The Central Bank of Nigeria has assured the public that Keystone Bank Limited remains stable and fully operational despite a court order forfeiting the bank's shares to the federal government. In a statement issued by the CBN's Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Hakama Sidi Ali, acknowledged concerns over the development but maintained that there was no cause for alarm. She stated that the stability of the banking sector and the safety of depositors' funds remained the regulator's top priorities. On the foreign scene, U.S. Congressman Scott Perry says the U.S. aid agency, United States Agency for International Development, funded terrorist organizations, including Boko Haram. Perry, a Republican representing Pennsylvania, made the claim during an inaugural hearing of the subcommittee on delivering government efficiency. According to the subcommittee's website, it will actively work with President Trump's permanent of government efficiency to root out waste, shore up vulnerable payment systems, and fully investigate schemes to defraud taxpayers. 10 laborers were killed when their vehicle was hit by a blast from an improvised explosive device in southwest Pakistan. Salim Tarin, another senior government official in the same district, stated that the laborers were traveling from the work site to the market for shopping as their car came under attack, noting that it was an IED blast. No group has claimed the attack. However, the Baloch Liberation Army frequently claims deadly attacks against security forces or Pakistanis from other provinces, notably Punjabis in Balochistan. Pope Francis was admitted to a hospital in Rome for tests and treatment of bronchitis. The Vatican announced the 88-year-old, who has been breathless in recent days and has delegated officials to read his speeches, was admitted following his morning audiences. He was hospitalized at Rome's Gemelli Hospital for some necessary diagnostic tests and to continue treatment for ongoing bronchitis in a hospital setting. The United States has approved the extradition of a suspect linked to the 2008 Mumbai terrorist attack, in which over 160 people were killed. President Donald Trump made the announcement during a joint press conference with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the White House. Although Trump did not initially name the suspect, a subsequent joint statement from both governments identified him as Pakistani origin, Chicago businessman and Canadian citizen Tahawur Rana. President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to meet U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance in Germany with a warning against trusting Russia's Vladimir Putin as concerns mount in Kyiv and among its European allies that the Ukraine war will be settled over their heads. The Munich Security Conference starts days after U.S. President Donald Trump and Putin held watershed talks that have shaken Ukraine and America's NATO allies, almost 3 years after Russia launched its full-scale invasion. Trump said he had agreed with Putin to soon start Ukraine peace talks and exchange friendly visits. In sports, the Nigerian National League (NNL), in partnership with Pro Star Sports International, February 13, hosted and rewarded those who distinguished themselves in the league in the month of January. The initiative, powered by ProStar Sports International, the official partner for the NNL, aims to celebrate outstanding performances from players, coaches, referees and teams throughout the season. Speaking at the event, NNL Chief Executive Officer Emmanuel Atta described the second edition of the awards as one of consolidation, acknowledging the commitment of their partners in sustaining the initiative. The Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has overturned the Nigeria Premier Football League's NPFL decision to deduct 3 points each from Bendel Insurance and Nasarawa United. Bendel Insurance had initially been fined and penalized with a 3.3 goal deduction following crowd trouble during their league match against Kano Pillars at the Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City on November 11. Following this ruling, Bendel Insurance move up from 15th to 9th place, now with 32 points and a +1 goal difference. Similarly, the NFF reversed NPFL's points deduction against Nasarawa United over incidents in their home fixture against Rivers United on December 22nd. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has arrived in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, to participate in the 38th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of African Union Heads of State and Government. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has assured the public that Keystone Bank Limited remains stable and fully operational despite a court order forfeiting the bank's shares to the federal government. On the foreign scene, 10 laborers were killed when their vehicle was hit by a blast from an improvised explosive device in southwest Pakistan. And in sports, we told you the Nigerian Football Federation has overturned the Nigeria Premier Football League's decision to deduct 3 points each from Bendel Insurance and Nasarawa United. That's it on Global Television News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365.